And then, of course, one of the beautiful trends is, some décolleté, some lace, some anything a little bit
Slutty.
risque, slutty
Okay, so
is
basically slutty. All right, we like slutty.
we like slutty. Cheers to
Slutty always
slutty.
works. Everything in fashion, I feel like if the sluttier, the better.
This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Cats and Pudding, and I'm Jennifer DeLandro, and we have a really great guest today. Her name is Leckie Roberts, and I always say her name wrong. I want to call her Lucky because I love that name. And she's here today to talk about some fashion.
I'm so excited to be here. First of all, I love pudding, and I love cats. I've been watching cat videos nonstop. It's been kind of a problem, actually, at this point.
Do you have any cats?
I wish I did, but I can't even take care of a plant. So at this point, or a boy. So at this point, it's just me, myself, and I. But
you are so beautiful. I was just
very
telling you
kind.
how gorgeous your eyes are. I mean, you're just mesmerizing and all put together.
Well, thank you. I was going to say the same about you, and
Oh my
obviously this
God.
is why you got into this. I need to know all the tips and tricks, and
I will tell you. You got to tell me yours, though, first.
I will.
You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Excellent.
Kind of thing, okay?
Well, I don't know if I can tell all my cards, but we'll see.
Some of them.
Some
The
of
best
them.
ones, I got to know. I love the outfit that you wear, and I love the color. So what is this?
Thank you. Well, it's funny you mentioned this. I am actually wearing one of the trends of the season, one of the new trends. If I stand up,
Stand
you
up.
might see all my
Go ahead.
wrinkles,
Show
though.
how
It
gorgeous
is-
you look in this
it
outfit.
is-
And give a
woo,
twirl.
woo.
Do a little twirl, too.
Woo-hoo. It is okay. You want to get a big blazer, but you want to cinch it in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, one of the beautiful trends is, some décolleté, some lace, some anything a little bit
Slutty.
risque, slutty.
Okay, so basically slutty. All right, we like slutty.
We like slutty. Cheers to
always
slutty.
works. Everything in fashion, I feel like if the sluttier, the better. I mean, it works.
We're getting more nude, I gotta say, but we're gonna get to 2024, and there's gonna be girls on the street just wearing
Just wearing hookah heels,
nipples,
and that's it.
nipples. That's it.
And that's it. Do you think that this generation is progressive enough in fashion to handle that? I mean, I really don't think that they have a good fashion sense. I'm sorry. I look at them in the street. I'm like, what are you wearing? Like I look like
Yes.
listen. When I was a kid, I used to come to Manhattan with my grandmother. My grandmother was a designer. She used to work for Henry Bendel.
Oh, no way.
Yep. And I used to come to the city and I used to be like, wow, these people are dressed so beautiful. I want to look like them. And now I come to the city and go, oh my God, did they just take it out of like a Salvation Army pile and just throw it on their body? Do you find that?
I gotta say, well, in New York, at this point, post-pandemic, is kind of like anything goes. It doesn't even matter anymore. And I do think Gen Z actually has an interesting pulse on what's happening. They are taking this whole approach of at first I'd made fun of it because that's what you have to do, especially as a millennial.
Right.
And then second, I was like, all right, tell me, I'm trying to understand it. I seek to understand. And they're just all about embracing every kind of body type, every personality, just anything and everything. Once I saw that, I did understand. But at this point, as a millennial, to be on the street and to see everything. I saw somebody's
It's a lot to take in.
coochie cooch out at Fashion Week, and I thought, good for you.
That you're that bold and you can do it. I mean, God bless you if you can. But some things should be left to the imagination, I think. Certain things don't need to be out there. I understand you want to make a statement, but some things don't need to be stated.
Exactly. So that was something I go, is this going to be an upcoming trend where we're just going to bedazzle and we're going to be coming to you to get some filler and then bring it out on the street?
People do come to me for vaginal rejuvenation. Absolutely. Yes, they do.
Well, sign me up. I don't know if I'll be catwalking on the street with it, but wink, wink, nod, nod. But that's interesting.
Yes.
Is that one of your, a very popular?
It is, but it's expensive, so it just depends on the person. It helps.
Ooh,
yes,
okay.
it makes your sex drive, increases your sex drive.
What?
It helps urinary incontinence.
Wow.
Yes. So, and it also makes it a little bit tighter. So, yeah. So
these are I could
these
sit
are all
here
good
all
things.
day.
These are all good things. These are all pluses.
Wait a minute. Let's forget the rest of this podcast.
Let's forget about
Let's
what you
just
want to
talk about that. These are the things I did not know. I mean, I Google this
These are
stuff all
some of my
day,
favorite
but
things.
these are some really good pluses. All right. No,
Yeah.
all right, Gen Z has it going on.
There you go.
They have it going on.
They do.
We
I
need-
think so.
we need
Well,
to bring more-
we'll see.
Okay.
We're watching. We're watching with a watchful eye right now and see what goes on. What do you think is the biggest trend right now? Besides your slutty cleavage look.
We love
We love the slut cleavage look. I love it.
Well, we're bringing back lots of monochrome. I think
Love that.
it works always. You know,
Mhm.
if you're on off air, it just always looks put together. What's interesting is, you know, we're all recovering from the pandemic. We're all, you know, we went from the big and boxy. We went in. This is still an elastic waistband,
Mhm.
and I'm still going to embrace that because I am aging. But it is something that we're getting back into tailoring, which is interesting.
Shoulder pads.
A little bit of shoulder pad.
I love that.
Right now,
That's very 80s.
it's very
That was
80s.
my era. Big hair, shoulder pads.
Yes.
Big.
A little bit of 90s ease is what they're calling
Okay.
it, which I thought was interesting. I love a good ease. 80s were your favorite?
I probably were my favorite. Then the 90s came and then bell bottoms came back into style.
I love a good
Yes,
bell bottom.
which was a great bell bottom. Yes. And my sister, who was a teenager in the 70s, said I would never put them back on my body ever again. But everything comes back. So I actually bought another pair of bell bottom jeans, a little hip hugger, because those are coming back.
They
I feel
are.
like.
They are.
'Cause it was mom jeans for the last
Yes.
few years, which I love because it holds in
Love.
your stomach and makes your waist look cinched, which I love.
100%.
And beautiful, right? Nothing better than that. But now I started seeing them starting to roll back down too. But the problem is when I bend over, you always see my
You don't want-
G-string. So like when you're sitting like in a chair and you have the hip huggers and you're like this and you're trying to lean over, all you see is like the G-string up your back. So you kind of we have to figure out something to put underneath the pants. And then if you wear regular underwear, they crawl up your ass. So that doesn't work. So I think we have to find underwear that work with hip huggers because I don't think
100%.
that they've had anything like that yet. So maybe you could figure that out. I think that you would be the person to do that.
I keep trying to talk with Gen Z. I'm like, you guys try and bring those low rider pants back. Like, we will literally murder you. I promise you. There is nothing to be gained from that unless you want to see a muffin top. That's why the thong song came out. And like, I guess.
Pumice crack.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a no. That is a hard.
Unless you have like a hot body, I'm sorry, and
Yes.
that's maybe not being politically correct, but there's just certain people you just don't want to see it on. You just don't. I mean, we have to be honest
agree.
here. Honestly, right?
It would not be. Gen Z would embrace everything.
Yes.
Whereas I think I might play it a little bit safer, and I might try. I don't know that I'll ever get to a point where I'm wearing a thong with a see-through dress. Would you do that?
No, probably not. Maybe in my 20s, I might have. Like if I was going to Vegas, I might have poolside.
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would do that. It would depend on the situation where I would do it. But now, probably not, because I would think I would frighten somebody if I did that right now.
Well, I say that you and I go to Vegas and we bring our pudding
I love
and we
it.
bring the cats and we should just try some of the trends and see what kind of feedback we get.
I totally think so.
And, you know,
You want to do the G-string thing?
I am
don't know.
down.
I don't know
I'm
if I could.
down.
I don't know if I could do it though. I could try, but people might be running out of the casino if they see me like that.
they'll be running out for me. I know they. My ass is concave, so it's just kind of like.
I also do that too.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Mhm.
See, she's getting all right. See, I'm giving you all my tips now.
All these offerings,
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna get it. We need a rundown, a full list of
Of the services I provide.
every single service that I feel like
Not
there's so many
sexual
people-
services, but services.
That's a different episode.
That's a different episode altogether. My sexual services. I
all
don't know if I
have our
could sell them
price.
anymore. I don't know if I was just talking to my last guest about how when you're married, and I was saying that my girlfriend seems to have the biggest house out of all of us, and I said that it's because she still gives her husband blowjobs, and that's why she has this huge house still, and none of us give our husbands blowjobs anymore, and hence that's why I probably haven't had my pavers done in the last 3 years that I've wanted them done. So maybe I need to go home and get on that, and maybe I'll get my new pavers. So
It's a
I don't
lot
know.
of
What do you think?
work. It
Yeah,
seems
is.
like, as one of my great pals said, he goes, because he was like, Leckie, now you have to learn this and you need to learn it right now. nothing in life is free. And when he told me that, I really had to think about it in a certain situation. So I do think if you did work on that, there might be some kind of
compensation.
Reward,
I
a
think
compensation.
So. Well, look, my life has become cats and pudding, so definitely that's why I don't have papers. I think if I was walking around in stilettos with my G-string on, getting on my knees, maybe I would have,
Well, we still have time.
I would have 5,000 to 6,000 square feet now, and I wouldn't have to buy it myself. Maybe he would buy it for me now. Because that's what's happening in my life. This is why.
Well, I think it's better that way. I mean, it's too much work. Like I tell you, I think it's too much work. Like what's he giving you is the question.
Cats and pudding. He makes. Listen.
Well, that's actually.
that's how we came up with the name of the show, because I was talking about how my life has changed so much now. I'm 53. Yes. I still dress fashionably. I still look good for my age, but my life went from this party, going away, fun, events every night, to going home and petting my cats, stroking my cats like Dr. Evil, and eating pudding. Like I'm not talking about pudding out of a box. I'm talking about pudding off the stove from a pot, hot, with a towel on me, eating it in front of the television with the cat sitting on me like this. I'm like, how did this happen to me?
Ideal life.
To me? No, it is.
This
it's good.
Honestly.
So honestly, he thinks that that's enough for me, because I seem content at this point right now with this, but I'm really not content with it. I think I have to kind of step up my game, so I get more than pudding at night.
Well, this is a goal list.
So you're gonna tell me which
I
want to
collect the cats and the pudding. Wait, what stopped the party, and what made you decide? You're getting all the juvenation.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, all we really need is, cats and a great snack.
That's true. But I think because maybe the partners are getting older. I don't know. Maybe
he's slowed down.
Yes, he's slowed down. But that's okay.
Yeah.
At some point in your life, you have to go with it, I guess. But I still want my new papers. So maybe some fashion tips. I can get something from you that could kind of give him that push.
Well, I love what you're wearing right now.
Is this gonna get me my new stuff?
Well, you're wearing some of the trends too, and I love anything crop. Anything crop is still happening.
It's so comfortable.
And I love a good sparkle. You will always have me with a good sparkle.
I love my sparkle. It makes my boobs look bigger too.
Your boobs look. I won't even ask the size because that is inappropriate. But
no, it's not. You can ask away. I paid good money for them. You can ask me all you want. They're a D.
They're D.
They're a full D. Yeah. I think they got smaller because I lost weight, because when I fluctuate, sometimes they're like a G, like they're really big, and sometimes they're, this size. But this is a good size. And when my waist is smaller, my boobs always look bigger.
Well, this is the perfect trend. I mean, this is everybody's embracing like beautiful curves, and with this trend, you can definitely embrace. But we're going back to the cinched waist. You've got the monochrome happening. And this is very like kind of 90s ease is what I would say.
And that's what's coming back right now.
Well, we've got some the thing is, I really don't like to embrace some of I like to just be at this point.
90s was the best style era. Some of it was. Some, but not all. A lot of it wasn't. Like the mullet was not a good
The mullet.
Let's just throw that out there.
The mullet did have its heyday. And I like that it's different. It's, it's what is it? Pretty in the front, party in the back.
Yes.
It did have its heyday. I mean, to me, that's kind of the maxi skirt, which is coming back in. You guys can embrace it all you want. Gen Z can embrace it all they want. I don't know if I'm going to be caught dead in a maxi skirt. I might wear like a dress with like a top, some kind of jacket or whatever, but I wouldn't say the maxi skirts for everyone. Again, like some stuff like the mullet, we could leave behind.
What about the grunge look? What about like the flannel shirts and remember the garage band look, and the hair went from 80s to 90s and flat. That's what kind of happened in overnight. As soon as Nirvana's music video smells like Teen Spirit, the hair bands were out and that was in. So what do you think about that? You think about that coming back?
I think whether we like it or not, it's happening on the streets of New York.
It's really bad.
On my way here, I saw at least...
To never wearing a flannel shirt again.
Cheers to never wearing a flannel shirt again, unless we're chopping wood with a man.
Right.
And he's brought us there, and we're not giving the BJs.
No, and he's putting my babies in my house.
100%, 100%. But it is back in a big way in New York, and it doesn't mean that you should embrace it, but it is happening because a lot of people are very strung out, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a trend, but I will say I do embrace it on my off day.
You like to wear it, but not
as in, you know, this is night and day.
Right.
When I walk out of the house, it's really bad because I live next to some of the Vogue offices, and like, if you go in, you just have to like.
I love those glasses.
You have to just.
Those are so Jackie Kennedy, Jackie O. I don't know if she was that with that. That's because Jackie O. She wore when she became an Onassis. She really wore those big glasses.
They're good hiding
so
glasses.
Beautiful.
Do you wear big?
I wear big glasses. I love big. I'm Italian. I wear everything big, blingy. Come on. I love the big. These are gorgeous. I wish I could see a mirror. I'm sure they look really good on me because I love big glasses. These are gorgeous glasses. Are you a big sunglass person? Because some people are fashion and then some people are more accessories. Do you find yourself both or one or the other?
The bigger the better. This goes about anything. So that's why I'm, you tell me what I'm going to do next. The bigger the better when it comes to accessories, sunglasses, shoes, whatever you want to do to make a statement. I'm always there for. But I use these to hide along with a hat, just so you can do your grunge strung out, chic looking situation. Well, during the day, sadly, but don't tell anyone. What is your off duty? What do you wear off duty?
No shoes, shorts, and a tank top. That's what I'm always in.
It still sounds a little chic to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how chic it is when I'm running around the street with no shoes on, and then I come back into my house. My kid's like, "Mom, you better take a shower before you get into bed with your feet," because I'm always seem to in the summer my shoes are off. I hate them. If I didn't have to wear them, I wouldn't. But I love shoes. I just can't walk in them sometimes. That's my other problem.
Are you a shoe collector, and do they yell at you like a la Britney Spears? Mom, you can't go shoeless.
Yeah, you can't. Well, they don't like me going shoeless when I'm walking around. Like I said, walking up and down my block. But I do have a great collection of shoes. But a lot of them, I can't wear them because I can't walk in some of them anymore. I'm starting to realize that now as I'm getting older, the heel is getting shorter and shorter. But I mean, I always say the better, the bigger, the most uncomfortable shoe always seems to look the best on. I don't know why. Do you find that to be true?
I am 100% with you. And well, the good news for you and I, because the older we get, and thank God we're embracing flats and kitten heel. And I will say, God knows, like, if you see us anybody on the street, I'm still not a fan. I still think the bigger the better. But that is also a big trend.
So the kitten heel?
Kitten heel, flats, and ironically, a good boot. If you not the streetwalker boots, I'm still down for streetwalker.
That's always a good look. I like those. Like the high boots, the knee high boots.
So instead of the knee high this season, we are doing below the knee.
Really?
Which is an interesting
It's kind of
take.
uncomfortable sometimes to wear those. Don't you find it like the type of leather it is?
I agree with you.
Like I have a pair of Gucci riding boots that come right up to the knee, and they're so beautiful. But when I wear them, it's like I feel like I can't maneuver in them. Like I feel like if I like trip, like I'm gonna probably break my ankle or like crack my kneecap because there's no maneuverability, and they get right underneath your knee. So I don't know. They look beautiful, but but I feel like they're more uncomfortable, like the 3/4 boots, I guess.
No, I'm with you on that. It's exactly. And do you ride? Or these are just
I don't
for show?
ride. I just for show. I do everything for show.
Everything's for show. I'm with
no
you.
Go, yeah.
We can always say
show no go. That's it.
Show no go.
Maybe that's why I don't have the pavers in front of my house. I told you there's no go there. That's what happens.
Well, I got to see these boots. These sound like very chic and
hot.
sexy and
Who's your favorite designer?
My favorite designer. I got to say. Well, love an OG Oscar de la Renta, but Monse is just killing it. I think they're doing like an interesting classic take, but very still future Americana. They're the same designers of Oscar and Fernanda Garcia and Kim Toki Bun Bun is her Instagram name. They are just with their deconstructed, but cool kid aesthetic, but yet chic, upscale. I mean, I could go on and on, but I think
it's Oscar. It's so funny because that's such a designer that my grandmother was I told you she worked for Henry Bendel, but Oscar de la Renta at the time when I was young, he was such a big name. And now he's coming back. It's like, and a lot of the kids don't know him as a designer. They know certain designers. They know Gucci. They know this. But Oscar de la Renta, my kids like, who is Oscar de la Renta? Like he thought it was like their like long lost Italian cousin from like Italy. Like no, he's a designer, guys. And I've noticed that he's been coming back. So and he's a great designer. I still have some pieces from him. Yeah, I do. They're in my attic.
I got to see her closet. And wait, tell me about your grandmother. She seems like an icon herself.
My grandmother, well, she's since passed, but she worked for Henry. She was immigrant came over from Sicily. She started working. She never, not educated, very smart woman though, because she read every day. Very political, very funny, but she learned how to sew from an aunt, and she just started doing designs and design patterns. And I think when she was about 18, she started working for Henry Bendel as a a little bit older than that, maybe like in her late 20s. Henry Bendel as a seamstress, then she
such a big deal.
Yeah, she started working for him. She had her own line, and she worked for Liz Claiborne. And also worked for Oscar de la Renta too. Yes, that's why I have some pieces.
Wait, so what is? Remind me of her name.
My grandma's name was Loretta.
Oh, I love the name
Loretta Angelo. Yep.
Loretta Angelo.
Yeah.
Well, she's got to be. I mean, you cannot make it that far, especially back in the day, unless you were great with tailoring.
No,
you were amazing
excellent.
with. I mean, knowledgeable about everything. So I mean, and especially back in the day, they would pick people. They would only work with the best.
It's true.
So
she also had a couple of shops on Fifth Avenue. She also had a children's clothing shop that she before she, yeah. So she was really big into the fashion world. So I guess that's where I got my love of fashion, and she was very particular. She always hated anybody wearing a designer's name across their shirt. Like if she saw us wearing like Tommy Hilfiger or something, like you're advertising for them.
How tacky.
How tacky. She used to say that it's so tacky. She hated it, and she would say you don't have to have a lot of clothes. You just have to have the right pieces, and they're interchangeable. So and always wore jewelry. It's always for her. She always was accessorized, just dripped with accessories, and always worked. Whatever she wore. She was really good. Yeah, she was a natural.
That was just back in the day of like true glamour, true like just Hollywood classicness of timelessness. You know, they really embraced, especially with the tailoring. Like we're never going to get that today, especially with mass market. We have Zara and everything else. Like we're never going to get that back. And
it's probably would be
too
so
much.
expensive to even get clothes like that now.
100%.
Right? I mean, imagine buying a suit that's completely tailored to your body right now. And having
a
4
fortune.
or 5 of them,
a
normal person on any salary couldn't have that, right?
You can go to Savile Row, and a lot of the men do that, to get these specific jackets, and they'll have up to 10 fittings or more. But I mean, this is true fashion back in the day. Well, what an icon and a lady to live up to, and with such history.
I don't know if I'm ever going to live up to her. I try, but I don't know if I ever gonna. But I think that, I mean, I love fashion. I love certain designers. I mean, when you walked in, I mean, I have different favorites. I mean, I do love pieces from Gucci. I love pieces from Oscar de la Renta. I love pieces from Henry Bendel. It just depended. I like to mix and match things. I wish I could afford to have everything designer in my closet, but certain things don't fit certain women, and the clothes are not made for certain body types. Unfortunately, I know that in this generation, everybody wants to embrace, but Gucci is not making body tapes for, big butts and big boobs. They just don't. It's a size, so certain designers you can't wear with different body types.
No, I agree with you. I still think there's a bit of an elitist mentality of this is the classic fashion style, even though I think a lot of times they are at least in the direction of portraying, that we are embracing. I think there needs to be a little bit more follow-up in all areas of that behind the scenes. But we know what we don't know.
It's true.
Or we know what's whatever the phrase is, but No, it's I love good Gucci pieces. But so that was one of your favorites. Do you have any mass market brand that you're like excited about, or do you shop at Zara?
I do like Zara. I buy certain pieces from Zara, but I have to tell you, I buy a lot of clothes from different boutiques where I am in Brooklyn because I have a shop in Brooklyn. So I do just find,
Oh,
yeah. So you gotta that's what you're gonna come
I'm
see.
in.
But yeah, I mean, I like things from Shein. I want to say I don't want to name names, but I do like some clothes from Shein. I do. I buy, and it's funny because I feel like when you do dress well, it doesn't matter how much something costs. But everybody thinks it's expensive. Like it depends on who wears it, though, right?
It
Don't
is
you agree? Like
definitely.
I could wear a $200 shirt with a $5 belt, and people are like, oh my god, they never saw it before. Like, oh my god, this looks so great. I'm like, yeah, I bought it in Target, or like I got it online somewhere, for $10 or whatever it was, but. I guess it just depends on who wears it. Do you feel that way? That certain people can hold certain fashions and has that way to accessorize?
Oh, 100%. I think you don't have to necessarily buy the fashion designer stuff. I do think it is a lot about fit and tailoring, and you can get some of these pieces. Like I'll go to Zara. The running joke is the bride will be married in Zara, is because you can really, you can get a lot of just like trendy pieces from there amongst other places, and then pull it into your main capsule collections. And, you don't really have to invest a lot. Not that anybody should be buying this mass market at this point as we head into a bit more of the sustainability, which is also a big trend. I've been shopping a lot more on Poshmark and any of the resale sites, but that's where you can get worn fashion, but a bit elevated at the price you would like.
Are you always dressed? I mean, what kind of clothes when you're not when you're not dressed? What kind of clothes would you wear? Would you wear something from Garage? Would you wear something from, give me your go-to brand. Like if you're gonna wear a pair of shorts and go jogging or whatever, where would you buy that from?
Like I said, this is tell nobody. It's to the point where, when you just go to your local, what was I going to say, Starbucks or something, and the people that work there, they look at you without makeup or, you've got your sunglasses on. They have no idea who you are because it's that bad. It's I will wear like.
I don't think you could ever look bad. I'm sorry. I think if you wore a garbage bag, you would look beautiful in it. I'm sorry. You would. That's
you're very
opinion.
kind.
Well,
you're very kind.
True. I mean,
well, vice versa.
Well, thank you. But I don't.
We
think
should try that trend too.
We should try the garbage bag and keep away from the mullet. Right?
We should try the mullet.
I bet you we'd start that trend back. I don't know if I'd ever want to do that, but
let's go to Vegas and let's try the slutty one.
The slutty one I'll definitely do.
And the trash bag
and
one.
the trash bag. All right, so here's the
and
slut
then nobody
and the
will
trash
see
bag.
us. And then if we feel like bringing any of it back,
then we can bring it back here and we can, start our own line.
I'm in. I'm in
with you, Les. All right, give me a high five.
So
man.
nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too. I had a great time, and thank you for all your input. And you are beautiful, and I hope you come back again.
I had the best time chatting with you. Thank you for
having
me.
Everybody have a great day, and this was my beautiful new friend.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God,
you were so good.